Every day hustle like William, I'm charging the chicken just for the verse. Yeah. I get in that kitchen, I could go to work, I go berserk. Yeah.
We want to talk about today death in the black family.
Breaking that generational curses of the stigma of the funerals, the black people, when folks die, we seen death at a funeral. They made a comedy out of it, but shit happens. It starts when they're young because they're looking and they're seeing. And that's why we do the things that we do with our family and our friends.
Wait, I'm never waiting for nobody to die. Right. My grandfather said, why wait to Friday to get paid?
Yes. Until my father passed, I had zero idea what funerals cost. Zero. Get this insurance, y'all.
Speak on this fact too, cuz. Hey, just because you got that policy, it don't come the next day.
Oh yeah.
Speak on it, cuz.
Okay, so welcome back, America. Welcome back to Real Spill Podcast. I'm your boy Floyd, man. Hey, I'm here with my partners again for another banger. Not really a banger, but it's something that needs to be said. Look, this is my gang. We got some new faces again. So look, I'm gonna start over here. My man Shed, he a rider.
What's up?
My dog, Main Event, that's my blood cousin. Y'all better not say nothing crazy.
Y'all know what it is. Let's get it.
My dog Mel in here representing. He's a podcaster himself. Give him where they can find you, Mel.
Alphacology on Instagram. Alphacology 1K. Be the best alpha male you could be.
100%. Y'all go like, subscribe, and follow my dog. And while y'all doing that, don't forget us either, man. Like, subscribe, follow, share, and comment. We want to make sure that we hear from y'all again.
Talk back to us.
We've been saying we are building a community, ladies and gentlemen. I want to make sure that we iterate that on every single episode, that we are building a community. We are young, not so young no more, but young black men trying to put some positivity and real spill topics into the world. So, man, y'all let us know what y'all thinking about, man, what y'all feel about what we saying. Without any further ado, man, look, hey, this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. For y'all that do not know, man, I lost both my mother and my father within 4 months of each other.
Sorry to hear that.
My father died in October. My mother died the day after Christmas. Actually, the anniversary of my 2-month anniversary to my dad's funeral. Wasn't expected. So this topic is for them. We want to talk about today death in the black family. I'm blessed.
Boy, look at here, America.
I'm blessed to have had a father that passed away first. My father laid out exactly what he wanted and exactly who he wanted to do it, which was me. He told everybody that was willing to listen, my son is going to plan everything. What he says goes. And I was blessed to not have anybody step on that. No one interfered with his final wishes. No one wanted to say, oh, no, you got to do this. You know, I had support of family members that said, hey, whatever it is that you need to bring your dad's vision to fruition, just let me know. But it's all on you. Whatever you say, you the quarterback.
Hold on, cuz, before you go forward, that support, I want us to, we're going to hashtag that, support. I think because with dealing with death, we had a support. Everybody want to give support in a lot of different areas, but they don't give that person, the support that they truly need. So I want to just hashtag that support. Please hashtag support under this podcast. That's going to be something that's going to be true and crucial as we go through this episode and we have this conversation. Support is the most biggest contributor that anybody can do, and unfiltered support without all of the side comments and what you should do, what you think, you know. But right. I'm gonna let Cuz get back to it.
So the conversation this evening is about the ugly side of it. Unfortunately, in the black community, when someone dies, that's when families fall apart. A time where you should be the closest is when you get people that are more interested in the possessions of a person, whether it's their house, their car, their clothes, their jewelry, their money, of course, than it is celebrating their life and their legacy. As I said, I was blessed to not have that negative experience with either of my parents, actually. With my mother's passing, she had 5 other siblings and they were nothing but amazing. You know, anything that I needed, they was there, almost to the point where I was like, I don't want to answer the phone no more. You know, everybody just wanted to make sure my brother and I were good, you know. But I want to talk about experiences where black families crumble and why. Why is there this underlying greed among the black community? And I'm actually gonna backtrack a little bit on that. So I lived in South Dakota for some time, and the term Indian giver is crazy because most people don't know where that comes from. So
I don't.
when
But I
when
just say it a lot.
so when a native dies, everything that they had given to that person, if they're still alive, they go take it. It is celebratory almost. So this is my house. You gave me that jersey. I die. You want it back. You come take it. That's the Indian giver in it, right? And it's never is for them. It's not a negative connotation. Whereas again in the black community, it's not celebrated like that because it's not that. They can't wait for mama to die so they can get that bread. They can't wait for daddy to die because he got a brand new truck
And they want it.
and they want it. So I'm gonna hand it to you guys, man, and we're gonna go down this path, and I hope that it helps somebody. Rather you've experienced it, or maybe in your heart, it may change your view on. Damn, soon as mom go, I'm gonna get that diamond necklace that she had. So,
That's
who
real.
want to jump on it first?
I'm gonna jump just with a simple word.
Right on.
And we can jump on that as an entitlement. People feel entitled to things that don't belong to them, and you think just because you have an entitlement because your name is son, your name is granddaughter, your name is brother, that entitles you to something that person who passed away worked so hard to obtain. So I'm gonna leave it with that. Just entitlement. People feel entitled to things that don't belong to them just because of they share a entangled name behind them, and so that you feel like because I'm son, I'm brother, I'm cousin, I'm this, I'm that, or I was the one here for the last 6 months or whatever. I'm entitled
Boy, you
to
going to church.
something. You ain't entitled to a
Boy,
motherfucking
preaching
thing,
over there,
man.
boy.
You feel me? So I'm gonna pass it to Shed. I'm gonna let him give that for show sauce on it because entitlement is that's the real cancer within our culture when it comes to when we're talking about death. It's just feeling entitled to things that don't even belong to you.
Entitlement is 100% on the head. What our parents, grandparents need to do is they need to start communicating. Lay it out. Have every kid that they got. And be transparent and be honest. Because you're going to always have that one kid that feel like he deserves more than the 3 other that's sitting over here, which makes no sense. And okay, say they appoint this specific kid to be over their estate or whatever if they pass, if they shall pass. That one kid need to be transparent on everything is what I feel like. That's my feelings, at least, America. But what I've experienced is one kid just hoarding everything. They want to give them, I'm calling the shots. This is what it's going to be. And y'all going to listen to what I say, and this is what it's going to go. And I don't feel like that's right. But I know it starts because in the black culture, no one wants to talk about death
Right.
and death benefits and what we should do if we shall pass. We got to change that in our culture.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of it, unfortunately,
I agree, bro.
is money.
Oh, yeah.
right? And so, and again, I'm transparent. I took care of my mom and my dad. My mom called me and said she wanted me to increase her life insurance. And I told her, I say, Priscilla May, I'm straight. It'll be all right, I'm going to get you in the ground. and my mom said, well, it's not about that. I don't have anything to leave you. I don't have anything to leave your brother or my grandbabies. So let this be something for me to leave to them. Now, I joked with her, and I said, so really you want me to leave them something because I'm paying for it. Mm-hmm. That's what I said. You know, but at the end of the day, and shout out to my brother. My brother said, I told him, I said, well, look, this is what it is. This is what we got. Because I'm the point guy, right?
Yeah,
the executive of her estate. And I said, well, this is what it's going to be. My brother was like, bro, I ain't paid nothing into that. That's yours. You do what you want with it. Right? And he could have been one of those, you know, but he isn't. And my thing is, I know where my heart sit, and I know what she wanted.
Right.
So I'm gonna do what she wanted anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And if he don't want to take it, okay, yeah, I leave it to your kids and so forth and so on. That's what it's about. It's her final wishes. And I think that a lot of times, like you said, that one kid that's saying it's my way or the highway,
Yeah.
sometimes they get out of tune with the final wishes.
The respect.
The only thing I did with both my parents was what they asked me to do.
That's it.
There was no sauce. There was no, and for people that know me,
Razzle-dazzle.
yeah, bro, bro, I'm a top of the line nigga, dog. I am. My mom said, make sure I got my red lipstick on, make sure I'm dressed nice, and I want horse and carriage. Other than that, don't spend a whole bunch of money on me. That's what she said. Don't spend a whole bunch of money on me. And my first thing was, it's up, because me and Cub got a famous saying about the budget.
There ain't no budget.
What budget,
What
bitch?
budget?
We ain't got no budget.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But the most best thing I heard you say in that spiel, cuz, was you had that conversation with your mom.
Yeah.
And when you go to black moms and dads and grandmas and granddad, they shut down real quick. You talk about, well, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that. Hey, no. You trying to put me in the ground early. No, I ain't trying to talk about that. You feel me? So, and again, the stigma behind it, because our Caucasian brothers and sisters, they already have it laid out and planned.
Paperwork.
It's on paper. You feel me? And there's nothing wrong with that. And everybody know what's going on. So I think we have to, part of our culture and education and breaking those generational curses is the education, and let's be more transparent and talk about these things. But I'm gonna pass it over to my boy Mel. Yeah. So I want to hear from you, my brother.
I got one more thing I want to say too. Black culture. Stop I know we don't always have the funds, but if we got the funds, stop letting grandmama sit out for 2 weeks. Put grandmama in the ground. Let's get this over with. Like, this
GoFundMe's and all type of stuff.
Hey, bro,
like, come on, man.
I'm gonna tell you some of it. So my dad went 2 weeks. My dad went 2 weeks. It was not for lack of funds. It was, I had to get family.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
You got to give people time. My mom was a week, but I sent her from here in Georgia
back home,
back to Lauderdale, where everybody was at.
Yeah.
So it was easier for them to get that. Versus my dad was here in Georgia. We got family all over. So for respect to them, I went ahead and had to do it like that there. So, but you right. Some folk, they, you know,
it just linger and linger. Like, it just it keeps the wound open longer when they should be healing in morning. And let's get to the morning. Like, everybody hurting right now.
You know what the white folk do?
2-3
3 days,
I'm
bitch.
trying to tell you,
Out of there.
Out of there.
Yeah.
Out of there. 2-3 days.
You couldn't make it? No problem.
That's where I'm at with it.
Right there, go visit.
But now you go live with it. They have it on Facebook and all the different platforms where you don't have to be there.
I told my kids, my wife, them, look, if I go, man, get it over with. Don't be waiting on everybody.
I'm getting cremated, cuz.
I said the same thing. Cremate me. Don't say the money.
Pass me around, bitch. I'm gonna be on the mantle. Y'all gonna talk about me.
But go ahead,
Pass me around like you're a fifth. Pass me around.
Pass me around, bitch.
It's true though. We got to break that curse of not communicating with each other and having those uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
That's gonna do a lot of family healing probably saying sorry or straight up like, I just think they'll do better with my legacy or my family, like, cause that's important to us, as us men, like building a legacy. So most of the time, the money will probably go to, if I'm about to die, my most responsible child. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I'm my parents' most responsible child. So that's why I ain't never had, I'm like, y'all can have this conversation with me. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be looking for a handout when one of y'all pass away. I'm not gonna fight over my sister about nothing. I want to do what's gonna keep this legacy alive,
That's real.
and build it into generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like, I think I had an auntie. I was the only one that went to go see this auntie on my mom's side, but she left me the house in Sebring. Now I could have fought my mom. I'm like, nah, y'all, and they've had a little falling out because she left me the house. But I let my mom them, fix it up, handle it, do all that stuff with it, cause whatever's best for the family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody don't think like that.
But you also know why you had that mindset?
Right.
Because you got something going on in your life. You wasn't depending on, oh man, I ain't know until
I gotta wait. I'm never waiting for nobody to die.
Right.
My grandfather said, "Why wait to Friday to get paid?"
Yes.
It's 7 days in a week.
If y'all ain't know,
Why
me
wait
and
to Friday
Mel-
to get paid?
Me and Mel are first cousins, so y'all hear a lot of the similarities in stories,
right,
from my grandfather, because he was that dude. And
I used to ask my grandfather, like, "Oh man, on Friday I'm gonna get paid," and then I'm gonna why wait to Friday to get paid?
When he passed at his sermon, all of us cousins got up and spoke.
Right.
But I went last, and I went last on purpose, because I wanted to let him know that I would never forget his legacy.
That's right.
And I'm going to carry that motherfucking legacy to the day I die. And my son going to pick the same old legacy up, and he going to run with that baton. So that's something near and dear to my heart, that dude instills so much into me. Like, people have no idea, like, what kind of, like, everybody look for these figures to follow, and what's the word? Mentors.
Heroes.
That dude was my hero. But he taught me how to work, go get it, and take care of yourself. And
That's right.
once you know how to do that, and you can't even go around Delray Beach, Florida, and mention that dude's name and nobody not know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you ain't from Delray, you ain't know.
You feel me? Like, that dude loved, but he led with his heart.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's how I live.
That's it.
It's still a dangerous way to live, though.
It's definitely a dangerous way to live. It's definitely dangerous, because my grandmama, I see him do good, and then on the flip side of that, she chopping his head off for doing it. You know what I'm saying? But, and I learned that watching them. But in death, even as strong as his family was, we seen ugly in that. You know what I mean? Siblings arguing, siblings fighting. And it wasn't over money. It was over he loved me more type shit. You know what I mean? Which is nonsense to me.
Man, you'll be amazed at how people will get up at funerals while talking about the person stretched out. They talking about themselves.
Yeah.
Because they want the world to know that
I was this, I was that.
Right. I went to a funeral one time and a lady got up there and said, I was daddy's favorite. I was like, Lord Jesus.
I jokingly said that.
Bro,
we know.
Yeah,
we knew what time it was. Ain't nobody took that hard.
That one here was serious though. This one was serious.
Serious?
Oh, this was serious, bro. Serious as a heart attack. And
that's very narcissistic.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, man, rather not that is the case, like, you don't get up there and spit in the face of your other siblings or what have you, but like I say, people get up there and the only thing they performing. You see what I'm saying? It serves no purpose. But that's what happened.
Yes.
But hey, America, I'm a parent of 4. There is no favorite. if you're a parent, if you hit me right now, if you're a parent, there's no favorite because you love all your kids because we all parent our kids differently depending on the child,
Depending on their needs and wants.
depending on their needs and wants. There is no favorite for especially for a mother. As a kid come out of that woman, they are forever tied and bonded together. And the father, we don't have favorites. There is no favorite when you talk about kids, man. So therefore, there's an internal rivalry between siblings that you may not know, we may not know about until such and such happens.
Yes.
And then when the unfortunate time that they get called to glory, then now everybody want to spill out their feelings about, oh, I ain't never like you and I'm jealous of you. You know he was the favorite. Hold on, I ain't no. If daddy or mama was right here right now, they'll tell you they love you because they did things for you. I got treated the worst because they expected more of me because I'm the responsible one. They took care of your motherfucking ass. So therefore, they love. If you want to talk about favorite and people how people got treated,
Boy, you talking
understand
right
that.
now, boy.
We talk about parenting. So parenting is a part of it, but it's when death happens, everybody want to start. The envious and jealousy that always been in there. So the matriarch, right? I'm gonna switch to that real quick. We could talk about because the matriarch is you have a sovereign place where everybody go, where everybody leave that shit outside. When we come to grandma's house on Sundays, when I go into Pompano, no matter what everybody's got going on, there's 12 brothers and sisters on my dad's side, and we one big ass happy family. Now when they leave and go on Monday. Cause we all go to church together. We all go to grandma's house to eat. After that, we walk down to church. On Monday, oh, y'all can talk about whatever, but in that house, under that roof, is nothing but love. When that person leaves, that's when you see the devil and the snake shit come out, and then you know what people really true intentions was about you. Because what I know to be true is family, friends alike. When you grow up with somebody and you start measuring yourself, man, women, whoever, I chose this way, you chose that way. You're not mad at me. You're mad at yourself how your life turned out. But that's why
we
you
came from the same household.
Ball game.
You could have did the same thing I did.
Ball
but you
game.
wanted to go over here.
I see it all the time.
Yeah,
Bro, I like I say, man.
they do that from hometown too.
Bro,
We
I'm
could just
blessed
be
to-
friends in the city. Now you my enemy because I'm a reminder that what you could have did, but you was messing up.
ball game.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm blessed to say I don't think I have that. Like I said, I've lived away from my family since I was 19. I've been gone from South Florida since I was 19. So when I go home, whether it's for good times or bad times, I only have one mission, and that's loving on everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So every family has gripes, and people gonna, pick sides and all that good
Y'all
stuff.
ever heard that saying? Dang, what's the saying? It was on Batman. And he was like, "You're a hero now, but if you live long enough, you're gonna be the villain. Somebody gonna come around." And they gonna take offense to you for something you said or did, or just how you live in your life.
I approach. There's 27 of us, something like that. I'm the second oldest, and I don't know where I rank as far as success. I think that most of my cousins look up to me,
Right.
but that's because they know one thing about. I'm gonna use this name, and I don't really put it out there a lot, but they know one thing about Fonzie. And Fonzie gonna come through. He throwing his hands around everybody, and I'm just hugging. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have enough time to be dealing with the negative side of things,
The drama.
Right. So when they see me, my face good with everybody. You see what I'm saying? The ones that I got a cousin that's a Trumpster. I got a cousin that got things going on with how he approach women, and I got cousins that smoke, and I got cousins that on other drugs. But to me, when I see them, it's the same one that was running around 3161 Northwest Fifth Street, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
But also, cause me and you the only one here that lost a parent.
Right.
and we didn't have to experience what we're talking about that happens in a lot of black families and,
Yeah.
and black cultures. We seen it with our cousins and different people, or with our moms and dads and their siblings and different atmospheres, but we never experienced it in our own. Between me and my siblings, when my dad passed, we didn't have this. When your mom and your dad passed, you didn't have that between you and your brother.
Right.
And that's what it's supposed to be.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And again, like respecting the wishes of which
The deceased.
the deceased had wanted, and nobody taking no offense to it, and allowing that person who was put in over it, not in charge, but giving that support, hashtag support, the other folks supporting respecting the decision that deceased made to put this person in whatever position, and you just supporting them and carrying out everything so we can all just get through this in a harmony.
Yeah.
Harmony, and get through it, because it's tough. Matter of fact, I don't want to be the fucking person, even though I know I am.
Yeah.
Because the person don't have the time to grieve. The person don't have the time to sit and think about. The person got to get the obituary,
gotta
the
handle
dress,
business.
the
Make all the
arrangement,
decisions.
talking to the mortuary, talking to these people, talking to the funeral director. Oh, we gonna have this. What church we gonna go rent? What the repast gonna be? What they gonna get? That's a lot.
Bro,
You
everybody
gotta try to
kept
process
asking me. They kept saying, "You all right? You all right? You all right?" Because I cried. I took some time, but all I kept saying was, "I gotta handle business," because at the end of the day, you can't have a productive conversation with a mortician and you boohoo crying. You know what I'm saying? So, to make sure, for me, the funeral is the culmination of all the work, right? And so at that point, I was able to feel the emotion and have that release, right? Because until then, I still had a job to do as a son to both my parents.
Yeah.
And I took it to be a true honor that they would want me. When my dad has brothers and sisters, my mama got brothers and sisters that are older than me, that done planned funerals before and all that good stuff. But for them to say, "You," okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but all I know is that I have to do it.
Yeah.
Right? And so after it's over, you have that release, and then you have that time to, deal with it, grieve.
the grieving
Yeah.
process.
You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like a sigh of relief once it's over. It's a heavy burden, and then when it's over, you like, man, damn, this okay, it's finished. And then the oh crap, they gone, hit you, and you go through all of that, right? And so it's always a hard thing. I'm glad. I don't think I got to do it no more. I don't think nobody got me me down to be the quarterback for another funeral. I don't think.
Amen.
But
Thank God that Shed and Mel both got their parents still here living.
Yeah.
There's probably no greater loss other than your child than losing the people that's responsible for you being here. And I just wanna, main event I'm gonna always hit you here and I'm hit you here. So America, man, listen. If you're listening to me and you're watching this, and the people you got that in your heart that's not pure, man, just you got to put that to the side. Get outside of yourself. Get outside of what you think you're entitled to, what you're supposed to have, what you should have, and when that day comes, and hopefully, I want to employ everybody and charge everybody to get the family together. Let's talk about these things. Let's have these conversations. We got to break that generational curse where we don't know nothing until things hit the fan, and then now we're trying to go look in this cabinet, we're trying to look in this shoebox to find where stuff at, and this, that, and the third. Let's have the responsible adult conversation, because tomorrow isn't promised for anybody. Remember, COVID happened. And remember all the different things that's going on out here in the world. The car accidents, there's people born every day, there's people die every day. So it's just putting the contingency in place, and so everybody know if anything happens, nobody trying to put you in the ground, nobody trying to put you away. However, comma, we're only here for a fraction of a time on Earth. So therefore, I have all my plans. It's all written down. It's in my trust. Everybody knows what's going on. So when that time comes, and again, for those who have blended families, for those who have animosity between siblings and all of that good stuff, right? I employ everybody to sit down with the hierarchy person. Everybody come in and sit down so they can tell you, listen, I love all y'all the same. This is what's going to happen. This is why. This is this. So therefore, when that day does happen, you can't come with the rah-rah.
Yeah,
You have to come with the
everybody
respect,
know the play.
humility, and humble yourself, because we all mama brought us all in here together. So you can't, so now it ain't the onesie twosies, trying to cause confusion. No, the majority gonna gang up on you and tell you, sit down, shut the fuck up, because we always in the same room. And I think that's where the strength of numbers come. It's just you and your brother. I got 2 brothers and a sister. You got you know what I mean? Everybody got different.
I got a sister. That's it.
Everybody
That's
got
my
different
sister.
denominations in their decision making process when they have to deal with it. Everybody's a family to make these decisions. But I employ everybody. Let's change the narrative of this topic and of this situation. As traumatic as it is for everybody to go through this, we need to support each other.
Yes.
But we also have to take ourselves out of the equation and respect the honor and wishes of what that person had left and said this is what they wanted to
And
do.
you also put yourself in your other siblings' shoes. How would they feel how would you feel if they hoarded all the information from you? Yeah. Or you trying to be the shot caller and just demanding everything? If mom and daddy put it on paperwork and this is what it is, okay, good. Show everybody. But if they ain't putting nothing on paper and you just going by what you saying, nobody don't know that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That goes back to the communication part.
Right.
Have it documented. Everybody communicate. Just like Bull was saying, we got to change this.
I'm a visual learner. I'm telling them, I'm a visuul learner anyway. I got to see it on paper.
Right on. I'm gonna tell you another
Be real to
thing
me.
that I want to hit on, because again, until my father passed, I had zero idea what funerals cost. Zero.
Yeah.
My grandmother passed away 5 years ago, and I had nothing to do with her wedding. I didn't know what nothing. Well, I bought a headstone, so I know how much headstones cost. But that is about it. Get this insurance, y'all. Look, let me tell you something. I don't care if you got dope money. I don't care if you got money in the bank. Get the insurance, especially for y'all young folk. Man, it's cheap for y'all. I know we believe that we are superhuman. None of us know. The Bible says none of us know the day or the hour. Right? They say when he coming. You don't know when you leaving. He coming, but you going. Most likely. And so, like I said, my mom was happy-go-lucky Christmas. The day after, she out of here.
Dang.
Having the means makes things easier because you're already messed up mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
To have to then scramble for bread.
Speak on this fact too, cuz. Hey, just because you got that policy, it don't come the next day.
Oh yeah.
Speak on it, cuz.
Okay, so again, I'm a real dude. I'm about this. So Mom Dukes, like I said, Mom Duke said, hey, I want you to increase this policy so that you got something and da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. I do that. They don't just write you a check the day that you call them and say, hey, Mom gone to glory. Right. It don't work like that. So the way it normally works is you going to call your funeral home, and the funeral home is going to have some kind of loan process, payment plan, something. And they're going to ask for that policy and ask you for the face value of that policy. At that point, you can start planning your funeral. But what happens is the money goes to the loan shark before it come to you. So if you plan a $30,000 funeral and you got $100,000 policy, before you see a scratch nickel, that money going to them. They gonna get paid plus a little percentage. So 30 and some change. You know what I'm saying? But for me, my mom's policy, and this is another thing. For most all life insurance policies, there is a 2-year period where they can contest the policy. So my mother's policy was not 2 years old. The update to it was not 2 years old. So they are still currently. My mom died December 26th. It is today's date of this recording is
19th.
March 19th. Yeah. I ain't seen a scratch nickel. And that's fine, because again, I was prepared, but not everybody is. And let me bump being prepared. I ain't like to have to spend it. Let's be real. Mm-hmm. There's other places that money could have been, right? But understanding the way it works. Mm-hmm. And because again, we think we superheroes, man. We think we're gonna be here as long as Methuselah. Probably not. Right. The way the world is for young people, man, y'all should be afraid. I turned 44 a couple days ago. It's a blessing to see 44. I don't know that I see 45, but I have my family prepared in case I don't. You know what I mean? And I don't believe that I'm on the back end of my life. I think I got another 40 to go. My granddaddy 87. I think I got another 40 to go. But my mama was 67 and my daddy was 70. So I don't know what I got. But I'm prepared. And that's what I want to make sure that you guys understand. Mm-hmm. Man, it's cheap when you young. It's cheap. Yeah, you can get $100, $200 million policy, whatever. It costs you less to pay for that than popping bottles at the club.
Yeah.
It's shoot. Going to a restaurant.
Invest in yourself.
I'm tell you, yeah. I just went to Papa Do's today and gave him $250.
Yeah.
Easy. And then policy ain't gonna cost you that monthly.
Not at all. My mama's didn't cost me that much money. You know what I'm saying? And she had a good number. So again, please y'all make sure y'all check into that stuff, man. Call your insurance company, whoever you got your car insurance with. Mm-hmm. Call them. Call Gerber Life. Call Liberty Mutual. Call any of them people. And just ask.
And some of your jobs offer it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Look, and it's not, I don't want these people to have my money. You gone. The only thing that you can do is try to make it easier on the people you leave behind.
Oh, yeah, because it's going to impact everybody that's behind to have to take care of your affairs and your estate and everything that's going on. Yeah. So the more work and education that you can do up front, the easier it is to transition for everybody else too as well, because you talk about months, maybe years after you're gone, they're still in probate court, still trying to, get everything situated. So we definitely have to do a better service to the people that we're leaving stuff behind, so they don't have to go through all the legal tape and taxes is implicated in that as well. So just education. I think when we talk about real spill, we're giving you real life stuff that hopefully some things that make you say, let me go Google that. Let me go talk to my insurance. Let me go talk to my mom or granddad. Let's go have these conversations about different things around this topic.
Yeah.
So it's not as taboo as it needs to be.
Don't be afraid to bring it up.
Don't be afraid to bring it up. Don't give it that power, that weight where we're afraid to have these conversations. But the conversations need to be had so everybody's prepared and aware. And so therefore we leave a legacy and change the mindset and the tradition of this is how we're going to do things. So everybody's going to be, it becomes systematic and it just becomes the new norm. And I think that's what we have to get to these conversations, because we're in our 40s now, and those folks it's every week. I'm talking to somebody pass away. Shared grandma just passed away recently. You know what I mean? Like it happens. Like as we get older, all of those folks are starting to,
generation
going to glory. You know what I mean? The baby bloomers are they checking up out of here. So we need to have and make sure that we're having these conversations and being prepared for that, because again, we're not invincible and we're not made of Teflon, and we're gonna go at some point. But just having your affairs in order and everybody knowing where things are and what to do and how to execute it when the time comes. And just hashtag support the people who is going out there and having to, they don't have the time to grieve.
They don't.
They don't have time to cry. They don't have time to do none of that. So they need your support. We have to, this is the time, like when adversity happens, especially as America, but as family, when adversity happens, that's when we're supposed to bring us closer together and give each other. Y'all want to bring the chicken and the food and the sodas and all that every day and come sit with me and all of that shit. No, give me the support that I need to help me get through this process so we all can move on, grieve, and put them to rest in the best way possible. So we're celebrating their life and everything because they all brought us here together, whether you born from them or you branched off from that person. So the support is definitely needed. So all of us can, this should bring us even tighter because the matriarch is now gone. So now it's up to us to stay connected. Not fall apart because of we feel like whatever inner demon devil is in your ear. But listen to the other ear that God's speaking upon you. The God that person who is deceased, who poured so much into you. And lead with love.
Yeah, lead with love.
Lead with love. If we can do that, lead with love, brother, sister, we'll be in a better place.
To lead with love and not selfishness.
That's what I said.
Man,
That's what I said. Do
love.
what's best for the family. When you, that's it.
That's what it's about, man. I think that like I say, when that person goes, like our cousin talks about it, she was raised alongside or by our grandfather, with her mother, right? And she has a lot of his ways and what she's always preaching. She's the one that's putting together family reunions, cousin reunions. She's always pushing that we shouldn't be. And granted, our people from a very small town, right? So most people don't want to come back to the country like that.
Right.
But that's our roots, and she's always pushing.
Yeah.
Because what happens is when the matriarch, the patriarch, and subsequent people, as they start moving around, cousins are gone and
They
you
were
don't
the
know
glue.
each other. Right.
They were the glue.
Once that glue gone, you in pieces.
Bro, I just had past Thanksgiving. You know, you blessed the food. You had just the spirit came over me just to tell my family.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Ever since my granddaddy passed, we're all distant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we got to get back to what we was.
That's
like,
it.
That man kept everybody together.
Yeah.
And that's what he would want. Respect his wishes.
That's the conversation that my family on my mother's side, man. That's like we were tight knit. Like they say that people want to be like the Harpers, right? We were just always together. Like I say, I grew up in my grandmother's house. I had 7 of my cousins that was there every day after school. We was always together.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And the brothers and the sisters, the 6 of them, they always got together and all that good stuff. And like I say, and then after my grandmother passed away, things started changing. Families started having Christmases at their house, not all together.
Yeah.
You know, Thanksgiving, well, my family gonna eat over here, and then my family gonna eat over there.
Thanksgiving was a given that my family was together.
Right. And it just start, y'all trying to create y'all own tradition. And now it's like you don't even get to see each other. But I'll tell you one, if you have the wherewithal to see it, like shit saw it, you can change it. You can pull it back.
Yeah.
You can fix it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, when you lead with love, and like I said, when I go home, that's all I'm on. When I come home, everybody come out to see me because I don't get to make it home a lot. But when I'm there, they know that I'm coming out of love.
Yeah.
You know, so get together often, not just at funerals. You know, get together often and stay tight together.
So I want y'all to understand why I do the things that I do. Because we grew up with a family who always did things together. Why you think I always do stuff at my house? Why I always think of 4th of July, Easter egg hunts, this all because that's what I grew up, that's what we did. And that's why I invite all of y'all kids, for us, because this is our community. Because we live up here in Atlanta and it's important I'm very big on that. Y'all know I'm super dead. I'm father. I pride myself on family and love. And I want everybody to be that. So that's why I've created certain traditions here that we do, and everybody come, and everybody bring their kids, and we all have a good time. Because I am distant from South Florida and my siblings and all of that, and I invite them to come up. And again, I try to make it, and we may flip flop Christmases or Thanksgivings, even other odd years or whatever, where I go down there, my family, they'll come up here, but we still try to get together and do something. Then, but for the ones that are here, family, friends alike, I do stuff because it's about us coming together. We hang out as boys and cousins and friends and all of that, but it's the kids. And this is what they need to see because they are the next generation. And again, I'm very purposeful in what I do and how I do it. So I know we said we kind of veering off, but this goes into the whole dynamic of family. And again, we're saying that family shouldn't be split apart. When the matriarch goes, it should bring us closer together. And wherever you are, if you got family, friends, you still can, those things in what you grew up in and those things that was instilled in you and family came together all the time and did certain things, do that in your great circle of family and friends that you have right there next to you. Invite the extended family that lives out of state and to the four winds, but still do those same things because the kids, like girls can go out on girls' night, guys can go out on guys' night, but that's going to be there. But it's what we're instilling to our kids and our generations. And I think that's what we're talking about. Breaking generational curses. Breaking that generational curses of the stigma of the funerals, the black people, when folks die, we seen death at a funeral. They made a comedy out of it, but shit happens.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's break that cycle, but we have to, it starts when they're young because they're looking and they're seeing. And that's why we do the things that we do with our family and our friends, because that was instilled in us. And so if we can still continue on those traditions, no matter where you are, your kids and their kids are watching.
If you have no tradition, you have no culture.
Right.
And that's where we're losing right now. We don't have no culture.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, look, America, I know this one was a little deeper, less funny than the normal ones, but look, it needed to be said. And again, please, y'all drop some comments, man. Let us know if this resonates with you, if you've had this experience, good or bad, what you're doing in your family to eliminate generational curses so that nobody's out here on YouTube fighting at the funeral and all that good stuff, man. Put that in the comment. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, comment.
Hit the button.
Until the next time, America, this has been Real Spill, man. Y'all keep it light.
Yes, sir.
I can't see nobody stopping us. Yeah. We're unstoppable. Went through a whole lot of obstacles. I swear we did the impossible. Run up that paper, then fuck it up.